What's up, everyone? I am here today with Paul. How you doing, Paul?
I'm good. How you doing, Jack?
I am doing it really well. I just went out. I like going to the grocery store, and that's my adventure for the day. So I left the house and I come back. So I'm gonna do some recordings, do this talk with you. It's gonna be great.
That's pretty funny because that was my adventure for the day too. We actually have a really nice grocery store here in Brooklyn. It's a cooperative.
Oh, that's
If
awesome.
you know what that is? Yeah. So
Yeah.
we work there. We work there today for like 3 hours. We do it once every 4 or 5 weeks,
Uh-huh.
and then it helps keep the cost of everything down.
Yeah.
So it's much cheaper, and it's good food there. So
Yeah, that's awesome. Does it have good
Mhm.
good variety?
yeah, it's like kind of like hippie-ish in a way. There's a lot of like organic food, but they'll like get like healthy snacks that are really like terrible for you, but like
Yeah.
they look like they're healthy for you. So stuff like that. That's kind of like typical Brooklyn.
Yeah. I've never
So
been to Brooklyn.
yeah, it's a cool place. I mean, it's really nice, but it's become very like gentrified.
Yeah. Yeah,
Lots of
that's
parts of
it.
it.
It's interesting being in Nicaragua here because, obviously, there's a lot of poorness in Nicaragua, but then you get these places like in the capital in Managua. There's a couple malls, and being in them, it's like feeling like you're in the States. It's really just weird, like
Wow.
really weird.
Yeah, it must be like a surreal experience.
Yeah, but that's definite gentrification. Um, But so sorry, I haven't really cut to the chase much. So today I want to talk to you guys who are watching from my YouTube channel to Paul about his course because Paul has a dropshipping course, and one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you, Paul, about this is because the Facebook group that is alongside your course is really responsive. Like I'm definitely I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to it, but I definitely have noticed that based on the size of the group, that the amount of responses that people posting questions actually get that are good quality, it's surprising. I'm definitely used to a lot of crap in groups, especially just because a group is big doesn't necessarily mean that it has interactive and supportive community.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I made this course, Dropshipping Titans, and I kind of thought it'd be a nice thing to have this Facebook group, more like an afterthought, kind of.
Yeah.
Just saying anyone who's in the course can join the Facebook group and support each other and things like that. And I've had the same reaction you've had, which is that I'm just amazed at how active people are in it, how much they're willing to help each other. Like I was planning on going in there every day and answering people's questions, but what I found is, I still log in multiple times a day, but by the time I log in, people's questions are already answered and
Yeah.
correctly too. That's more important.
Yeah.
Or there's this great discussions. I might recommend something and then someone says well, have you checked out this one? Have you checked out this one? So I'm actually learning stuff from the group as well. So it's really great, very dynamic and very supportive. And I've been really happy with that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely something I'd agree with from a casual observer's point of view. So
Right.
can you tell me a bit more about the process you use to create the course? Where is your course available? It's because you don't do it on Udemy or Teachable, right? It's your own website, I think.
So I made mine on Teachable.
Ah, okay.
But,
Same as Becky.
But when you buy something from Teachable, you create a course in Teachable, you can give it its own domain. So my domain is dropshippingtitans.com. And so when you go to that website, it brings you right to the course, as opposed to going to a Teachable catalog like Udemy does.
Yeah.
So when you go to Udemy, you're looking at every course. But when you go to my course, my school, it's called, you just see my stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. That
So
makes sense. What led you to choose Teachables? I mean, Teachable, obviously that's good reason is there. I'm just curious what were your thoughts on other platforms?
Yeah, there's a lot of thought that went into it. I was looking at a few of them. Udemy and Teachable were the two I was looking at. I think there's another one called Thinkific or Thinkific, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds vaguely
but
familiar.
Yeah, but I think they're a little newer, and I was more looking at ones that I've seen people be successful with. So obviously I've seen successful people in Udemy, and I've seen successful people in Teachable. So those were the two that I focused on.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it was just about wanting to have more control and like a personal brand out of it. So with Udemy, you're in a catalog. So somebody goes on to Udemy, they're looking at a whole bunch of different courses. They're looking at your course plus maybe 2 other courses or 3 or maybe dozens of other courses that look exactly like yours or a similar topic. And you have to kind of make yourself stand out.
Yeah.
Which is definitely not impossible. Like I've seen people be very successful with it. But, for me, I wasn't trying to get organic traffic through Udemy.
Yeah.
I have people who watch my YouTube channel, who visit my blog, who are already interested in what I have to say and who already wanted to take my course. So I just said, here it is. You don't have to fish around for it. This is it. Like no BS about it. Right.
Yeah. And Teachable's from what I understand, it's like $100 a month, and then they don't that's the flat cost, right? So if you sell like 100 copies of your course or whatever, then you don't pay any more. You just pay that set amount to have it hosted, right?
Yeah, it's $99 a month, and then there is always a processing fee for each transaction.
Yeah, so, just like PayPal.
Yeah, so you can either do it through PayPal or you can do it through Teachable. I do it through PayPal because it gives you a little bit more control. Teachable, if you do it through Teachable, they're going to pay you out all my January sales I didn't get paid for until March 1st.
Yeah.
They hold it, and they have their own return policy. But if you do it through PayPal, you can set your own return policy.
So PayPal gives you a little bit more control over it.
Yeah, it's just like on eBay.
That's cool. Is there anything that you're really surprised about after going through? Because this was your first course, right?
Yeah, this is my first digital product that I've made. So it was, I underestimated how much work it could be, how much work it would be, which was actually pretty exciting because, going into it, I was like, oh, let's make this course, right? And then it was like, oh, well, there's so much more involved in just the making of it. But it was like a lot of fun to learn all that stuff and to go through the process. And obviously just creating the course helped me revisit the basics. And I think also it made me a better eBay seller doing that. And then once the course was created and up, it was like, okay, now I have to learn about, how to get this out to people, how to reach people, how to market it to people, which is like a whole new world that I'm in.
Yeah.
And feel a little uncomfortable in it just because it's new. So it's something that I'm getting used to and exploring as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Definitely having something attached to your subscriber count, because when you have a course, obviously you'll get ad revenue for your videos, but that's going to be pretty minimal compared to when you have your own product. And that is just one thing that has blown my mind and is really just thrilling, is the fact that you can do videos like this where you're talking about a product, and then that leads to people buying the product. And if you look at it, the video itself just becomes profitable. I can do a video about a course, and then I get course signups the day that it's crazy, because before it was just make a new video, okay, make a new one, okay. So it's very thrilling.
It's great because I enjoy making the YouTube videos. The other day I was thinking about it, and I had gone away on vacation for a week and had a lot of fun. And then I came back and we were rushing around trying to get resettled. And then I'm still working a 9-to-5 job. So I went to my 9-to-5 job and I was feeling a little down. And I was trying to figure out am I down just because I'm back at work? What is it? And I was like, you know what it is? I was like, all I wanted to do was get home and get in front of my camera. I was like, I enjoy making the YouTube videos. I enjoy interacting with people. And even if I wasn't making any money, I would still want to do it. But the nice thing is that now that I'm making money somehow through my YouTube videos, it's like, okay, now
even more fulfilling.
Yeah, I can now like justify spending more time on it. Whereas before, I almost thought like, well, I enjoy making the videos, I enjoy helping people, but you know, at the end of the day, I got to eat, I got to like make money for myself.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to serve people in a way that's also going to make it sustainable for me to keep doing that.
Everybody wins.
Yeah, exactly. And the frustrating thing was because right now YouTube, I'm still not monetized, which again, it's like not a big deal because I know it wouldn't be a lot of money anyway.
Yeah.
But it's like, I guess it's just at this point I'm just like confused because it's been like 2 months since I was supposed to be monetized and I've qualified. But I think they're going through a big change with the monetization process, so they're probably like swamped with all this work. Not that it really makes a difference because it's probably like $1 a month I'll make on it.
Yeah, but, no, I mean you'll make more than that. Like it'll get to like with a channel your size, you'll probably get about 100 at first, 100 a month. I think you have like 3,000 subs, right? Or almost 3,000? How many do you have?
3,000.
Yeah, I have like just up of 6, and it's like $400 a month now from just the ad revenue.
I follow you because I'm always trying to get ahead of you. That's my goal.
Yeah, you have like a much more intense work ethic than I do, so that will probably happen. Like. You're like your channel definitely does. It's growing quickly, and you have the right enthusiasm. So, like, it's just gonna keep growing.
Yeah, well, it's like a good benchmark because I figure if people are subscribing, then they're liking my content. That means the content is good. So I'll keep making similar stuff. And I try to notice which videos do well. And it's not because I'm like, oh, I want more views, but it's like,
no, it's feedback.
It's feedback. It's like instant feedback. You know that this video is something people want to see. And this video, like I made a video, and I'm still going to make videos like this. Like somebody asked me, how do I transfer all my listings from this one software, SKUGrid, over to another one, DSM Tool? Someone asked me how I do that. So like, I'll spend 10 minutes making that video. Yeah. It's not a very popular video, but I made it for that one guy. And I was happy to do that because
tons of people can watch it.
Yeah, and tons of people didn't watch it, but that's okay because that one guy who asked for it, I was able to help him, and he's still watching, and he's like a great guy. I actually talk to him a lot, so I'm just happy that I was able to help that one person. But you know, it's better obviously when you can help more people. But and that's what's so great about YouTube. We're talking to people all around the world, helping them grow businesses and make money online. Like it's really awesome.
I firmly believe that if you are alive at this point in humanity, YouTube is one of the best options. Not because like it's necessarily the most money or anything, but like with drop shipping, okay, no matter what, you have to be patient and you have to be diligent in order to succeed, right? But with drop shipping, people like it because it gets the money, but the act of doing the drop shipping isn't necessarily their passion, right? But with YouTube, you just find your passion, do videos about it. Like it takes what makes you happy and then just makes it even more. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, it is really cool. See, for me right now, I still enjoy drop shipping, and that's what the part I enjoy is learning new things about it. So I'm happy that I've, for people who haven't seen my channel, I've created my stores and I'm doing really well with them, but I have virtual assistants doing everything. They're making all the money. Yeah. And I spend about like 15 minutes a day actually on the store. Yeah. But what I do quite often is I go in and I'll experiment with new suppliers, new software, new strategies. And that's the fun part. It's also the part that gets me the most in trouble. But it's like, well, now I have like a better reason to do it because people are watching me. I could say, I've tried this, don't do it. Or I've tried this and hey, like
watch this video.
Yes. Yeah. So that's the part that I like. And I'm just thrilled that I can keep doing that. And like share about those experiences and put the stuff that works really well into my course so that people can see like, this is what works well. and Paul knows because he spent like months trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So they can only spend like 10 minutes watching my video to figure out how to do it.
Yeah, a YouTube course or a YouTube account paired with a course is a really, really great combination. Definitely, like the act of making those YouTube videos, like even if like you don't fully understand the concept at first, the act of trying to teach it to other people and show it to other people, just it puts you so much further than if you hadn't tried to make those videos. You know what I mean? Like it's just, I think it's absolutely great, fantastic, amazing combination.
So now you've kind of like pivoted, haven't you? You do both drop shipping and you're making videos about gaming, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to, like, drop shipping in a way is just something to give me like videos to make. My goals are more YouTube based than drop shipping based. So obviously most of my reputation on YouTube is from drop shipping, so I'm not going to just drop it. But I think a mistake that, or at least when I was at Grind Camp, I met a guy who ran a YouTube channel, and he expressed concern about his YouTube channel, how like Mark and I just were ourselves completely, right? But he was a character in a YouTube channel that did really, really well, like has over 300,000 subscribers now. But he felt kind of limited and hasn't been posting to that because like it's great to grind it all out for, you know, and make a lot of money. But eventually you get to a point where if being that character isn't who you are, the channel can't continue for a long time. You know, it has to change or something. So I'm trying to be very, very experimental and be known for not necessarily just having one kind of video, and just the goal is to find the things I'm passionate about and just do YouTube videos about the stuff that I was going to do anyway, just to further monetize it. So that'll be cool. And that's going to be more experimental when I get back into the States, because now I don't have a whole lot of access to like Nintendo stuff and Game Boy stuff that I want to do videos about. So
that guy, was his YouTube, I don't know if you can tell me his YouTube name, but was he like doing it under his own name, or was he like have some like funny name,
what YouTube guy?
The one you were just talking about, who makes the funny who's like a character?
Oh yeah. No, I can tell you the channel. It's the Health Nerd.
Okay, so it's not like, so in that and because he made the name the Health Nerd, he's kind of like pigeonholed himself. Yeah, sounds like.
I mean, not just because of the name, also because I mean it was a targeted demographic where they hammered it and did really good videos for a long time and made a bunch of money off of it, you know. And there's really informative, great, high quality videos out there. And maybe, you know, maybe that is what was best, but it just opened my eyes to the fact that like if you aren't careful about what you do videos about, then you can pigeonhole yourself. Yeah, because if you get big for just doing one kind of video, then I don't know. Honestly, it's always just good to experiment, I think.
So is that why you, for your YouTube channel name, just use your name?
Yeah.
Instead of like something like eBay dropshipping.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Gotcha.
Or just like something about bulk, you know.
Right.
And that's always my argument. People tell me like, "Oh, this isn't an interview." And I was like, "Nobody said it was. This is just a video on YouTube. Watch it or don't." Like.
Cool. That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. So that's something I've been thinking about a little bit is, like personal branding. Mm-hmm. So obviously I'm putting myself out there, making the course. I want people who come to the course to know who I am. And so I'm trying to figure out, what my YouTube channel is exactly going to be about, mm-hmm. and how much of myself I'm going to put into it. And I want to be like as authentic as possible, but at the same time, it's like, should I cross a line to, like, I want to keep it like somewhat professional. So they see like, this is, I'm going to come to Paul's channel. He's going to talk about drop shipping probably, or something about making money online. Yeah. It's just, these are questions you got to ask yourself when you're making the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice about a course is that it's like hyper focused, right?
Yeah.
So like I made this course, it's about like, it's showing you exactly how to start an eBay store, like step by step. It's like, I almost like hold your, like you can have like one window open with my course, one window open with eBay, and just like set up the course, set up your eBay account, set up your PayPal account as you go through the course. List your items as I'm showing you how to do it. Like everything's right there. It's like that's all it does, which is a lot. There's a lot in there, but it's like I know exactly what videos I had to make for that course and what videos I'm going to add in the future.
Yeah.
Because it's like this little box, and that works perfectly for a course.
Yeah,
right?
whereas
For
a
YouTube,
YouTube channel, you got to figure something out every however often you post videos, and you can think you have tons of ideas for 1 month, and then that month ends, and then it's like, all right, what do I do now?
Yeah, exactly.
How do you come up with topics?
I take a lot of user suggestions. If people like that guy asked for that video. The other thing that I like to do is just any problem I run into that I want to like share, like I'll share that. Or if I'm just going through like the daily mode of operation, and I'm like, oh, I've never, like the other day I was checking out all the cashback websites, because I like to check every once in a while, see which one's paying out the highest. And I'm like, oh, I've never talked about this on YouTube. Let me do that today. So I just knocked out that video real quick. That's up. And yeah, I try to do things that I know people are interested in. People are asking questions about, like I'm getting a lot of questions about virtual assistants.
Yep.
So I'm trying to make more. So I've been trying to make more videos about that. I'm actually making a course about that. I'm in the process of doing that right now. So it's like fresh on my mind. So that's something I'm going to talk about too, a lot.
So what made you decide to do the virtual assistant course separate from the other course?
It's just too much information. Like my course, the Dropshipping Titans course, it's like one fluid motion. You start at the top and you work your way down, and it's like it all makes sense in that order, like very easy to follow step by step. And the the VA course is almost more advanced. You have to at least be making some money to get into it. And it just wouldn't fit anywhere within the course. It's just like too many videos for its own module. And people shouldn't be hiring virtual assistants unless they get to a certain point. Yeah. And once they get to that point, they can take the course or learn how to hire these virtual assistants. There is information they can learn in there that would help them, even if they weren't ready for virtual assistants. And I talk about what you should be doing before you hire a virtual assistant. To prepare yourself for it. But overall, you could wait until you're actually at least making some money and starting to feel a little overwhelmed, and you feel ready to hire a virtual assistant. Or when you feel like, I feel like I could be doing more. I want to scale my store up, but I just don't have the time because I'm placing orders all day or doing whatever.
I just got so many orders to place. Just don't have the time for that.
Exactly.
It's the ideal place to be.
Yeah, it's a great place to be, but it's like you also want to keep scaling. Yeah. You can't do that if you're placing the orders all the time.
Yeah.
Or, the other thing is that some people maybe they're making, $3,000 a month, which is awesome. And then they decide, you know what? I want to do a completely different business model at this point. I want to go into Amazon FBA, or maybe they just did it and now they're like, you know what? This was a side job and it's taking up too much time. I want to spend more time with my kids, so I'm just going to have a virtual assistant do it all now. I'm not going to make as much money because I have to pay them, although you really don't have to pay them that much.
No.
It's pretty low.
Yeah.
So and then they have this passive form of income coming in, and they can add that to their income each month. They can travel the world and still be making that money. Like 2 weeks ago, we went away to Florida. We were on a sailboat. We were on a sailboat for a whole week in the middle of the ocean. I only had internet access one day when we went closer to land, and I didn't do anything, but my virtual assistants ran the whole store and made us money. So that's really the power of this business, which is why I love it so much.
Yeah, really, I used to feel a little bit guilty about the amount that a virtual assistant gets paid, but now that I've been in Nicaragua, I really understand, like, there's a lot of countries that's literally a good job. Like here in Managua, if you can find a job that pays you $500 a month, that's like above average entry level. Like you would have some flexibility living off of that. And that's awesome. Like good job like a little bit hard to find. $500,
Yeah.
like, oh, it's crazy, like absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and I've looked into that too because I wanted to make sure I was being fair, and I always try to treat them right. I tell them, if you need a break, let me know. Just let me know ahead of time.
Yeah.
And this stuff I'm going to go over in the course, like where you should hire virtual assistants from and stuff like that. But I found that a lot of them, they just want to work as much as possible.
Yeah.
So they'll work 7 days a week. And I tell them, like, you can take a day off. and like I force my virtual assistants to take Christmas Eve and Christmas off. They only wanted Christmas off. I said, I'm not working Christmas Eve. Why don't you guys take Christmas Eve off? And they said, like, no, like
we'd rather have the money.
Like I'll wake up, we'll do whatever, and then I'll do my work, and then we'll go out to dinner. Like, it's okay.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. So that's like all this arbitrage that's like what this whole business is built on, right? Arbitrage, finding cheaper products and selling them for more on eBay, and then finding cheaper work and having it run the business. And in your case, finding cheaper living.
Yeah.
And doing it that way, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of, I'm starting all of the training videos I have one virtual assistant, right? I'm working on finding another one. But I got really lucky in that he was somebody who watched my videos, and like he watches the channel and has this like relationship, and if he sees something that he hasn't heard me talk about, he'll message me and ask my opinion on it, and we'll also follow instructions but provide his input as well. And it's just really, really magical, and especially because there's no platform, so he gets more of the payment, because when you hire someone through Fiverr or Upwork, then the platform takes like 5-10%, however much it is. So you can pay less, they get more, however which way you want to look at it.
Right, or both, really.
Yeah.
Upwork takes a lot, and I was really sad when I saw how much they took. I don't remember what it is now, but it's really, it's sad. And the way they like box them in, it's not something, because if they try to get, if they contact you and then they want to work outside Upwork, like they can get in a lot of trouble. They'll get kicked off if Upwork finds out. So I use a different website called onlinejobs.ph.
Yeah, the Filipino website.
Yeah, so it has a monthly fee, but I explained this in one of my videos, so I won't go into it, but it's like, it saves you much more money in the long run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Upwork had some kind of fee, didn't it? I don't remember. There was like a free version, but then...
For Upwork or Online Jobs?
I don't remember. Never mind. It doesn't matter.
Upwork is free to use for us, but the trade-off is we have to pay the virtual assistants more because Upwork's taking part of their money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Is there, let's see, anything? I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to ask you. Made the course, teachables. Have you met any of your... Do you do any kind of like calls with your students?
So what I did in the past was I used to do coaching, and then I just got way too busy.
Yeah.
So that's when I decided to make the course. But I want to get back into coaching because I just found that it's really rewarding and it helps the students on a much different level. Like creating a course was not a substitute for coaching.
Yeah.
They're two completely different things. The course is going to take most people and give them exactly what they need to get through everything. But there's some people who want like next level stuff.
Yeah.
They want to make sure that what they're doing is correct and that they're going
to push.
It's not even, some people they do need to push, but some people it's like I want to be 100% sure that I'm doing everything I can to make this business work. And those are the people that I love coaching because they're really enthusiastic about it. And so I'm just starting to get back into that, helping some students to really scale their business and make sure that's growing the way they want it to grow. And so I haven't gone public with that yet. I'm just some students that I've coached in the past, they're coming back. And so I'll be doing that soon within the next few months. depending on my schedule.
And how are you gonna offer that? Like, how have you handled coaching in the past? Like,
In terms of payments or
yeah, payments, communications. I'm just curious.
So I've tried a few different things. I've had just one-off phone calls where people pay me for 45 minutes or an hour to talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
And those work for a lot of people. Some people just need just to ask very pointed questions about the business. You know, if your listeners or watchers don't know, every Tuesday on my YouTube channel at 8 p.m., I have a live question and answer session.
Mm-hmm.
People can come on, ask me any questions, I'll answer them. But I don't answer the questions that are like very specific for one person, because I want it to be as useful for everyone as I can.
Yeah.
So if people have questions like that, that's like what the coaching is for. And people can come in, call me up and get my ear for like a half hour or an hour and ask me any questions, and I can walk them through the process of whatever it is that they need help with, right?
Yeah.
So that's one thing I've tried, and that's worked really well for some people. But some people need like a more of a program, which I've offered in the past as well, which is like a couple months at least, and I meet with them every week or every other week, depending on their needs. And we touch base. I see what's working, what's not working. They give me like analytics about their store, so I can, see if how much they're listing and how it's working out, and just everything like that. So we can really make sure like it's more of accountability, making sure that the process is going the way it's supposed to be going.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's definitely just giving people the information isn't good enough for old people.
Right. And some people it works really well.
Yeah.
And some of the students in my course, I just took it and ran with it. They're doing great. And they obviously come into the Facebook group and ask questions. I do find that the people that are more involved do better. Mm-hmm. And those people are just able to do it just with that. And that's great. But there's obviously other people who, for one reason or another, need that extra help, or maybe they just want to like jumpstart it. They want to like make sure that they're not wasting time, and they're willing to invest in their own business to make sure that they don't waste that time by like paying for coaching.
Yeah. At least for the beginning part of your dropshipping career.
Right. Yeah.
That's really what it boils down to, is if you either continue to do it and continue to learn, or you don't.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's important to always keep learning and trying new things, which is why, even though I don't have to, I keep trying new things with my business.
Yeah.
Because it's helpful for everyone, especially for my business.
And I'm sure that information must translate into other things in life as well. Like, there's some things I've learned about, like drop shipping, that learning about cryptocurrencies and gift cards and their role in like the economy. And so recently I talked to someone, and they opened my eyes to the fact that in the States, there's businesses that sell marijuana legally in their state, right? And then in the federal level, it's illegal. So you can't put that money into banks. So most people just like pay to protect it, right? And this is, in the States, it's fairly common in the areas where weed is legalized. And so for them, there's an opportunity where they will pay for some kind of currency for more than it's worth, if it's a currency that they can protect for a cheaper like value. And so they'll buy gift cards. And that's one place where gift cards end up coming from on like a bigger scale, which is really interesting. Like, just because it's just crazy, like learning about all of these things that just aren't common knowledge, and like, oh man, the world is so complicated. Like, there are so many variables, and it's just fascinating.
Wow. I have to say, like, that's pretty interesting, because I was actually just literally wondering today, I was like, somebody offered me these Amazon gift cards, or they said they knew somebody who could sell me Amazon gift cards for 5% off. Mm-hmm. And I was like, why? Like, where are these gift cards coming from? Because if you think about it, like some gift cards, like if you buy like a gift card for like Bass Pro Shop, for instance, I could see somebody getting that as like a Christmas gift and being like, what the heck am I going to do with this? Selling it at like, like 30% off, and then that person resells it for like 10% off, right?
Yeah.
That I get. But Amazon's like, an Amazon gift card in my eyes is cash.
Yeah.
Because anything I buy, I can buy on Amazon.
Yeah.
So, like, for instance, I used to have like this big jug of change in my room at my parents' house. And you ever see those coin machines that you dump it into?
Yeah, yeah. Coinstar.
So I dumped it into there. Yeah, Coinstar. And it said, do you want cash and we'll take 2% off? Or do you want an Amazon gift card? And I was like, for the full amount. I was like, I'll take an Amazon gift card. It's the same thing as cash.
Yeah.
So I just didn't understand that 5% off. But now that makes a lot of sense.
And that's just one example. And that's there's so much about e-commerce that a lot of people have the information, but they just don't talk. Because I don't know, they're old school, they're worried, I'm not sure. But having a YouTube channel and then having these Skype calls with people, it's just like, you get a lot of information gets passed through. But I felt the same way. I was definitely like, okay, because before I thought that all large scale amounts of gift cards are linked to fraud. Like I just couldn't imagine another scenario where it would be worth buying gift cards for more than their value. So that, you know what I mean? Like, why would that happen?
Yeah.
But that is just one example, and then there's also the same kind of thing happens in the gambling industry, where you have limitations on gambling for dollars, but there aren't necessarily limitations on gambling for gift cards or cryptocurrency. Wow. So it creates this market where people have that demand for it, and they were going to have to spend money it's just, oh man, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
See, that's what I feel like people like us try to take advantage of in like a good way.
Yeah. Like
we see these opportunities and we go after them. Like somebody was smart enough to realize, hey, wait a minute. Somebody needs these gift cards because they can't gamble with cash.
Yeah. I'm
going to be the middleman there, take like 2% or whatever of every order, and that adds up really quickly, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. And just how many other industries like that there are. And, coming into the world and being raised into it, you have an understanding of how things work. And, like, oh, man, I don't know about most people, but my understanding of things was just not right. Like, I now think if something is weird, there's probably way more to it that I can't even fathom now. Whereas before I was like, oh no, everything is pretty simple. It's because they told me that this happens for that reason. And that's why, right?
Yeah, it's like even with this drop shipping, like before I started eBay drop shipping, it was like, oh, I buy a product and it comes to me and, that person had it, they made it, and they sent it to me. And that was like so wrong. Obviously, there's probably like 3 or 4 middlemen in there, and then it gets to me. And I think that's so like what I've always been trying to do with my YouTube channel, with my course, is to kind of like demystify this whole process. Yeah. Because for some people, it's just like, no, like why would anybody buy it from you if they could buy it off Amazon for
people are
cheaper?
Logical. They wouldn't do that. People are not logical.
It's not even logic all the time. It's just lack of knowledge and not even knowing about it.
Or not.
So that's why I try to like demystify it in my course and like show people like this works, this exists, and it's actually pretty easy to do if you have the right steps and you do it correctly. Because it's just not something that people are inherently familiar with, because it's not something that's talked about in mainstream.
One thing I find fascinating is thinking about the perspective from, there's a lot of like traditional sellers who make their own product of something, and they hate dropshippers because what'll happen is that they know I am the one who made this product. They have pride in their product. They put a lot of work into it. They're really happy about it, or whatever. You know what I mean? They're committed to it. And they have a relationship with their product. And then they see that someone else is selling their product. And they're just like, what the fuck? They're copying me. When in reality, that person is just buying from somebody that they sold to, and it's the same one that they made, but they don't know that. And they're not going to. Like, if that person tries to explain what drop shipping is to them, they're just going to be like, you're a scammer, you got my stuff, you know? Like, it's, yeah, everything has, there's so much more to life.
Yeah, I just think, like, this is what we've just discovered in the past few years. Imagine what else we don't know. Like 5 years ago, I didn't know about any of this. So what am I going to say in 5 years when I look back and say, oh, I had no idea about this or that?
Yeah. And
that's what I'm most excited to learn about.
Like, I operated for a year without sales tax exemption with Walmart. That was like a $6,000-$7,000 mistake. Like,
yeah, saved you so much money.
Yeah.
And that's something that the sales tax is something that so many people don't know about or don't know how to do, or they're scared about it.
Yeah.
Which is another thing that I include in my courses, like literally step by step how to do it, because it's not simple. That hard.
No. Yeah.
But it's also not that simple.
It's like if you know the steps, it's simple, but getting to learn what the steps are, unless you're one of those people who understands that if you just call a rep over and over and over and over again, you'll eventually get the answer you right. Persistence is valuable with that kind of thing, but yeah.
So that's what I just basically try to do, is to take the hundreds or thousands of hours I've spent learning stuff and reduce it to 10 minutes in each of these different videos.
That is one of my favorite feelings, is when you've done something the long way and then you get a new tool or you have a realization, and then it takes like a fraction of the time. And I love that, because in my head every time I'm like, plus 5 minutes of life, plus 5 minutes of life.
Yeah.
Plus, it's like, yes, I'm living longer now.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Awesome.
I'm trying to, someone commented recently that I haven't been letting the other person speak more. So I'm trying to keep my mouth shut more, because this style of video is something I'm looking into doing more of, because it's one, YouTube content, and two, it would be really easy to record this in a way where it is also a podcast, where you're having conversations about dropshipping with guests. So that's all stuff I'm looking into. So I'm trying to get more practice.
Is that something you're going to do, make a podcast?
I think so. Just because I'm already doing all of the work. Why not just, I would literally just have to change my introductions a little bit and then just make a duplicate of the audio. And then I'm trying to find other people who know about podcasting. So I'm creating the content and then they're dealing with the publishing part. Haven't figured that out yet.
What are you going to call it?
I have no idea.
You call it the Jack Pittman Show, or whatever?
No, probably not. It probably would be something specific to drop shipping, I think.
Cool.
But maybe in the future, I'm not sure. Cause I just like the format of YouTube videos so much. It's so casual. Yeah. I like the casual part.
Yeah.
All
yeah,
right.
I like both of them. Obviously different purposes between. I feel like podcasts do have to be much more concise, I guess, or put together really well, because if there's any silence, then the person's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
With a YouTube video, you can still see us. You can see that we're thinking.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm fascinated by stuff, so I don't want to get off too much on tangent. But
no, I think tangents are good. On the conversations that I've had with people on Skype, when it's only about drop shipping, honestly, it gets kind of boring, because you tend to the person who has a conversation that's only about drop shipping tends to be the kind that's new into it, and they're still like, whoa, it's gonna be amazing. You got that the enthusiasm is nice, but it can be a little bit draining as well. You know what I mean? Interacting with that all the time.
Okay.
I like the tangents. It's good, and then you get to learn more about people.
Yeah, and about new stuff that you never would have learned about.
Mm-hmm. I'm definitely really, really excited to come back to the States. Moving in 30 days.
So you're going to be outside Pittsburgh, you said?
Uh-huh. Yeah, Wheeling, West Virginia.
That's still pretty far from me, because Pittsburgh is far
Yeah,
from like Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But we go to Philly sometimes. That's where my in-laws live, right near Philly.
Uh-huh.
So if you're ever in that area,
I'm sure I will
again,
be, honestly.
Besides a Thursday.
Yeah. I'm sure, because like I'm still not used to this whole like work from a laptop thing. And for the past 8 years, I was not working from a laptop, so I had to be in one location. But now that's not a thing. I don't have a dog anymore. I don't have anything that's, you know. So I'll probably be traveling, I would imagine. But
Cool.
we'll see.
Awesome.
Is there anything else you want to chat about?
Nope. I think that's it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
If you could send a link to your course, I'll put it in the description of the video. If you have some kind of affiliate thing, that's cool, but it's not necessary.
Okay. Yeah, it's dropshippingtitans.com, but I'll give you guys a link so you can help Jack out if you click that link.
Woo! And help Paul out. Could help both of us out.
But mostly help themselves.
Yeah. Tons of awesome information. I'm trying to do more of these conversations with other people who've made courses, because I feel kind of sad with the way people talk about courses. On one hand, you have the few courses that are like genuine, and they're not trying to like sell you a lifestyle or convince you to buy it. They're just, this is my course, you know, this is how I feel about it. I'm proud of it. You can buy it if you want. I like that. I really like that. Then on the other hand, there's the people who are literally just, their business model is make big sales number, because then that allows me to get people to convince people to buy my course. And that is their mechanism, is convincing people, even though it's separate from whether the course actually has good information in it. You know what I mean? It's like
that's pretty sad.
Traditional sales mentality. And that's, a lot of those courses are a lot of money. And especially now, it was one thing like 5 years ago or 2 years ago even. But now there's so much information out there, you know, that dropping like a couple grand on a course, unless it's getting some really good bonuses, you can probably find the information elsewhere, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, there is a lot of free information out there, like plenty on YouTube, but still people a lot of people want a course. Like, for instance, like I'm a course kind of guy. Like every time I do something new, I'm like, okay, what's the best course I could take?
Yeah.
Because, you know, I might get like a video from Jack, a video from Paul, a video from Mark, and it's like, okay, how do I put all these together?
Yeah.
And it's just like, this doesn't make any sense. So when you come to like a course, it's like, okay, this is one person telling, well, not always one person. In my case, it's one person telling you everything you have to do in linear order. So it's like all right there. And I really believe that my course is like one of the most comprehensive ones out there, because there's a lot of courses, as I'm sure you know, that are just way outdated and talk about like, old. And if you follow that, you're not going to make much money, if anything, because it's just so outdated. Yeah,
you have to, like, that course could be a piece of the puzzle for you, but you have to continue to learn to pass that. Yeah, and there are a lot of courses that just haven't, like I don't think really it's advisable to do drop shipping without any form of software anymore, considering software is so cheap. Like, it's free for a lot of beginners. Like, a lot of people never get past 50 items. So, okay, you could have a repricer and a lister for free. Like, why not use software, you know?
Yeah, it's so true. You really need it. And that's all you really, in the beginning, all you really need is a repricer and lister.
Yeah.
And then once you start making money, there's so many fun softwares you can play around with, or you can just like, you know, watch what's in my course or like one of your videos, and we'll just tell you which ones to get, because we've tried them all.
I want to eventually try all available dropshipping software, but I'm realizing that I only have experience with like 5 of them, and there's like 20 or 30. Like I know about most of them, but it's amazing how quickly more and more and more options come up, and like it's interesting that you talk about a kind of comprehensive step-by-step guide as your course, because I took the complete opposite approach with mine. I felt that is something that like people definitely need, but it's not something I'm good at giving, you know? So I was just like,
okay.
I know I can have one place that has just as much information to kind of open people's minds to different subjects, and then, you know, inspire them to keep learning and that kind of thing. But it definitely, people need that, like, they like being like, okay, I'm taking this course, you're telling me step 1, then I do it, then I do step 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then I'm set up, and now I can figure my stuff out. Like, that is definitely very important. But ultimately, you have a YouTube channel, so really having a YouTube channel in the course just means great things.
Yeah, it means that I'm more engaged. It means that I'm able to get like instant feedback from people to know like what they want. Yeah, which is really awesome.
And you have lots of experience from the YouTube videos, doing those recordings. People who make, because I think for a while on Udemy at least, I don't know about other platforms, but they had a little bit of an issue where like students want like transparency and being able to see who's teaching, and a lot of the courses available were just like PowerPoints with a voiceover, and like that's it. Like David Vu's original course, you don't see David Vu's face, you know, and so like
I actually, I think you saw. I think in one video he showed his face.
Yeah, but no, I know most of his videos are it's like a PowerPoint that you're going over, and that was a more common thing on Udemy, and so they ran a couple programs where if you include full face video, you get some kind of incentive. So that was a known issue with them, was that people aren't showing their face enough. And as a YouTuber, you kind of come in with, you know, you're not worried about showing your face. Like, you're on a YouTube channel, so it's just a completely different game.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm always down to do more of these.
And let me know if you're in Philadelphia anytime, because I'd love to meet up, make a video about it.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll pass through Philadelphia at some point.
Cool.
All right,
or if you ever come to New York.
Yeah. I'm sure I will eventually. See you, man. Great to chat.
Yeah. You too. Bye-bye.
Ciao.